Top of the morning to you, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And that's as much of an Irish accent as I can have. So today we're going to talk about how to find percents of numbers using really easy mental math. And the first mental percent that's really easy to learn is 10%. You can find 10% of any number by just dividing the number by 10. So if I were to divide 40 by 10, which means, if you remember, we move the decimal place over once. So 10% of 40, 40 divided by 10, is 4. And then from there, you can really easily double to find 20%. So if you think about it, 10% plus 10% is 20%. So 4 plus 4 is 8. And I'm going to skip over this guy, and then we can go even further. 40% of 40, if you think about it, 20% plus 20% equals 40%. So if you double 8, it tells you that 40% of 40 is 16. Well, let's be extra because it's St. Patrick's Day. Let's double that and find 80%. Any guesses what it might be? It's going to be 32 because you're doubling 16. Just like when you double 40, you get 80. And last but not least, just in case it wasn't clear, 100% of any number is that actual number. So 100% of 40 is 40. Well, there's 1% that's a really easy way to find values, and that's 50%. And I think everyone already knows how to find 50%. You can divide the value in half, which is the same as dividing by 2. So half, 50%, 40 divided by 2 is 20. So just like that, if you have a sweater that's $40 and Old Navy is offering 20% off, you may be thinking, hey, that's a steal. But if you think about it, you're really only saving $8. So a $40 sweater is $32. I don't know, maybe it's a cool sweater. So let's try another one. Let's try a bigger number. Let's talk plasma screens. Let's talk 700. So again, to find 10% of any number, you divide the number by 10. So 700 divided by 10. Anytime you divide by 10, your decimal moves over to the left one place. So 10% of 700 would be 70. And let's go from there. 20%, I'm going to double 70, 140. I'm going to skip this guy. I'm going to come over here to 40%. I'm going to double 140, 280. And let's do 80% over here. I'm going to just keep doubling, 560. And then just so we don't forget, 100% of 700 is 700. Alright, so let's come back here to the middle. Finding 50% of 700, again, you're going to find half of 700. So when you divide 700 by 2, you get 350. Now, using this example, I'm going to show you another cool mental percentage you can find. You can find 10% really easily because 5 is half of 10. So your 10% is going to be double what your 5% is. Okay, that's a confusing way to say it. My bad. So 5% is going to be half of what your 10% value is. So what is half of 70? It's 35. And just like that, you found 5% of 70. Let's go up here, back to 40. What if I wanted to find 5% of 40? Well, I can take half of what 10% is because 5 is half of 10. So what is half of 4? It's 2. And just like that, you found 5% of 40.